Hello, my name is Will Moorhead. I am the Salutatorian of the class of 2022. I will be attending the University of Cincinnati and majoring in biomedical engineering. I would like to welcome all of you to Batavia High School commencement ceremony for the class of 2022. Would everyone please stand for the singing of our national anthem? Male graduates, please remove your caps.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. We would like to thank all parents, grandparents, family members, and friends for attending. This is a formal occasion which we have all worked hard to achieve. Please respect all graduates by refraining from making noise. At this time, the class of 2022 requests all of its guests to please turn off or silence all cell phones before we begin our ceremony. I would like to introduce the Batavia Board of Education, administrators, and honored guests. Please hold applause until all guests have been introduced. Board President, Mr. Michael Enriquez. Board Vice President, Ms. Barb Bruner. Board Member, Mr. Kyle Nicholas. Board Member, Mr. Tim Wilson. Board Member, Mr. Dennis Wells. Superintendent of Batavia Schools, Mr. Keith Millard. Treasurer of Batavia Schools, Mr. Michael Ashmore. Principal of Batavia High School, Mr. Tim Derrickson. Vice Principal of Batavia High School, Mr. Darren Stevens. Guidance counselors, Mrs. Felicia Grooms and Mrs. Beth Poling. Representing Great Oaks, Mr. Andy McCool, Live Oaks Dean of Instruction. Special guest, Ms. Jennifer McElveen, and seated with the graduates, the Batavia Local School District staff members. Thank you. At this time, we would like to recognize any retired, active duty, or enlisting members of the armed forces. Please stand. Thank you for your service.
At this time, we would like to take a moment to recognize our students who have earned some outstanding academic accomplishments. The honors diploma is earned through students meeting specified rigorous requirements set by the state of Ohio. Will any student that earned an honors diploma or a technical honors diploma stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you. Please be seated. Batavia High School would also like to recognize the top 10% of the class of 2022. Would any student that was recognized as being in the top 10% of the class please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you. Please be seated. Lastly, we would like to recognize that Batavia High School's class of 2022 has a National Merit Scholarship recipient. The National Merit Scholarship is determined by meeting certain test score criteria and submitting a detailed application that presents a very high record of academic performance. Through this national program, only 7,500 students are chosen from a group of 15,000 distinguished finalists. We would like to recognize Sophie Burnett as a recipient of a National Merit Scholarship. Thank you. Sophie will be attending the University of Alabama, majoring in education. Congratulations, Sophie. Batavia High School congratulates you on this outstanding achievement.
Well, good evening. On behalf of the Batavia Board of Education, I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2022 on reaching the finish line of this important personal milestone. I would also like to thank the Batavia staff members who are in attendance this evening and recognize the support that they have provided to you throughout your academic career. We can have a round of applause for all of our staff members. Graduations are special events, as they mark specific moments in time and the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. 13-year journeys are seldom entirely easy, and this special day should be one for you to savor. For the graduates, as you sit on the precipice between the life you've known and the life that you are about to embark on when you turn your tassel, I'd like you to consider, for a brief moment, this question. How many total weeks do you get in your lifetime, assuming that you get to live to the age of 80? Well, the answer is just over 4,000 weeks, which means at this point in your life, you've spent about 25% of the weeks available to you on this journey of life. As you think about what is next as you exit the arena this evening, I want you to remember that you will only get one opportunity to spend the time that you have been lucky enough to have allocated to you. In many ways, it is your most precious resource. For while you can always earn more money once you spend it, there is no multiverse that allows you to manufacture and earn additional time. When considering how to spend your weeks, I hope the lessons that you have learned during your years in Batavia have provided the foundation and blueprint for successfully figuring out how to utilize the moments that are ahead of you. Living with purpose, seeking to serve others, always striving to do the right thing in spite of the cost, making your mark in a way that leaves the world a better place than where you found it. These are all worthy principles and ideals that can help to ensure that time is used well. As I stand before you this evening on the cusp of a major chronological milestone, I've reflected personally on how quickly the sand escapes through the hourglass that measures the weeks we are given. It brings up a truism that hopefully you began to discover during your senior year, that time has a sneaky way of moving faster, and it only accelerates as you spend more of the moments that have been allotted to you. So, given that we all must grapple with the finite nature of our existence, I want to encourage you to make the most of every moment, choose to spend your weeks on things that matter, and focus on creating lasting meaning and purpose. For these are the gifts that continue to endure long past when our individual races are run. I wish you best of luck in all your future endeavors, and congratulations on this special occasion, your graduation day. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2022, Miss Elise Neal. Elise will attend Northern University and plans to major in biological sciences. Elise Neal.
Hello. Let me get my speech. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be able to speak to all of you today. It is my pleasure to welcome and thank all of the Batavia staff, board members, Mr. Millard, Mr. Derrickson, Mr. Stevens, friends, family, and of course, all of the graduates. My name is Elise Neal, and like every other student seated here before me, I'm ready to graduate, so I promise this speech won't be too long. As the first Black valedictorian here at Batavia High School, I'd like to thank my family for always helping me be comfortable in my skin and believing in me before I could even believe in myself. I love you. In the fall, I will be attending Northwestern University to study biological sciences, a future I wouldn't have dreamed of if I hadn't had their encouragement first. Now, to introduce who we're all here for, us, the class of 2022. Congratulations, we did it. Navigating life these past 4 years hasn't been easy, but through all of the obstacles, every single one of us has made it to this day. All of our hard work has finally paid off. Today is a day to be proud. Though most of us have grown up together, we have excelled in different areas and shown accomplishments in different ways, all of which deserve the utmost recognition. For me, my main focus was academics, sometimes a little too much. I've always genuinely loved learning, but this was often weighed down in high school by my obsession to obtain a certain grade in classes. I found, maybe a little too late, that throughout our lives, it isn't your test grades that stay with you, but instead the knowledge that you gain. I found that I can fail a biology test about cells and be absolutely terrible at geography. I found out that New England isn't in England. I know that one's really embarrassing. But still be able to enjoy the experience of learning to gain knowledge, not to pass a class. Whether you took AP courses, college courses, or attended the Oaks, learning is hard. But we had the courage to mess up and try harder next time, to embrace our failure and know it doesn't define us, to take it and learn from it, to know that we are worth a whole lot more than our ability to choose A, B, C, or D correctly. Push yourself to grow, but know that you can never be perfect, so be kind to yourself. We made mistakes and grew from them. That's the most important learning we ever did. Today is a day to be proud of that. We didn't only grow in the classroom, but also on fields and courts. The passion in our student athletes is unmatched, and the love they have for their game is something to truly admire. Take it from me, it's much harder than it looks. Sophomore year, for whatever reason I can't remember, I decided that I'm going to try out for cheerleading with zero experience. I thought, this will be easy, I got this. Soon I found out this is hard and I have zero experience. Spoiler alert, I got cut, I didn't make the team at all. As a memory of this, the fight song cheer is still ingrained in my brain. Apparently, I just can't do it well enough. But throughout high school, I still went to many different sporting events with friends to watch our teams play and cheer them on. Though this was fun and entertaining for us as spectators, I know it meant so much more to our athletes. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into a sport that they love and chase this passion with all they've got. Both girls and boys soccer, as well as baseball, all won league titles this year. AQT went undefeated in league to win as well. The boys basketball team won their sectional title and advanced to the district final for the first time since 1997. Whoop! I could keep going, but I think we all get the point. The seemingly effortless talent our class displays is much harder than it looks. Out of my impressive cheerleading career, I played tennis all 4 years of high school. I fell in love with the sport and learned much more than how to swing a racket. Competing in sports is a lot more than scoring points. It's determination, patience, an incredible work ethic, and a willingness to grow. We've endured injuries, but still pushed ourselves to come back even better when we are cleared. We've worked to play harder the next game, smarter the next match, and act as a better player for our team. Whether you're continuing your athletic career in college or tried out for cheerleading once and got cut from the team, be proud that you had the bravery to give it your all. Now that our seasons are over, I hope you recognize the growth you've made. Today is a day to be proud of that. After my tennis season ended and I was done being bitter about cheerleading, I decided to get a job at no place other than Raising Cane's. There I work in the drive-thru a lot of the time, where I get to say, hey, 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 want some chicken day? Or bingo bongo, what's your combo? For 6 hours straight, like every shift. But in reality, it really is much more work than that, and it can easily become draining. Going to school for 7 hours, then heading to work for the rest of the day is a lot to ask, but a lot of us were up to the challenge. It's certainly not easy to balance school and work and have them coexist successfully, but we somehow found a way. Whether your job was to help provide for your family or your bad spending habits, it takes incredible time management and perseverance to keep a job as a student. This determination does not come easy. Today is a day to be proud of that. Unfortunately, long shifts with rude customers were often the least of our problems. No, we don't have barbecue sauce at Cane's, and yelling about it won't make it appear. The pressures of growing up and adapting to life cut deeper for a lot of us. I've personally dealt with OCD a lot during my life, and it's not always easy to communicate my struggles with other people. Asking for help can be difficult, and it's often even harder to grasp why you feel the way that you do. So for those who struggle with anxiety, depression, or any other battle, I understand that I will never be able to understand your experiences. There's moments of hopelessness and times where it's hard to hold on, but today we have proven that we are greater than our struggles. Because by being here, we have proven that we have gotten through and overcome every single bad day we've had. Today is a day to be proud of that. The past 4 years have been crazy, and though we were all in the same storm of Batavia High School, we most definitely weren't all in the same boat. We've grown through different experiences and have led different lives, and soon enough, we'll grow apart. I've been surrounded by the best people the last few years, and as I thank the amazing teachers who've shown endless patience and an inspiring love for learning, as well as wonderful friends and family who've had relentless faith in me, please don't forget to do the same. We've all accomplished amazing things, but the truth is, it wouldn't have all been possible without the teachers, coaches, bosses, friends, and family who have helped us. Our lives are filled with choices, and today we have all chosen to keep going. That in itself is significant. We've chosen to keep exploring and following our dreams, wherever that may be. As we begin our new and different paths, know that no matter what you are doing after this, in your future, there's growth. Throughout everything, only you know what you have been through and how much it's taken to get where you are now. So embrace all that you have and will continue to accomplish. Today is a day to be proud. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Jennifer McElveen for the senior address.
Hi, guys. I want to start off by saying thank you to Mr. Millard, Mr. Derrickson, Mr. Stevens, and the Board of Education for everything they've done to help make today possible. I also want to thank the wonderful women that are Melissa Onstadt, Edie Strine, Beth Poling, and Felicia Grooms for everything they've done in not only organizing today, but for helping our seniors get organized enough to make it to today. So if we could take a second to have a round of applause for those people. Secondly, I want to thank all the parents, family, and friends that are here today, and the ones who couldn't make it, that helped their students achieve this milestone. I'm sure that most of you here, including myself, have had your moments of doubt, but you did it, you got them here, and I believe for that, you deserve to be celebrated too. So, seniors, take a second right now, find your people, point them out, and let's have a round of applause for them. For those who don't know, my name is Jennifer McElveen, more commonly known as Miss Mac. I would consider myself a new teacher here at Batavia High School. And while I haven't known this class for any impressive amount of time, if the pandemic has taught me anything, it's the quality of time that leaves impressions and makes memories rather than the quantity. I met most of these seniors when they were little baby sophomores, and they immediately started challenging me in more ways than one. And at this time, this drove me crazy. I was new, and they were not. I was a Swiftie. Most of them were not mature enough to be one just yet. I was a woman that came in and started telling them what to do, and if we're being honest, class, you were not having any of it. But it didn't take long for this group to embrace change and accept the challenge of rejecting first impressions, and for that I'm grateful and truly honored to be standing here today. Seniors, as most of you know, I taught at a different school prior to coming to Batavia. What you might not know is that when I got here, I told myself I didn't want to be too involved in clubs, groups, sports. I just wanted to focus on teaching. Well, you all refused to accept that also. I'm standing here and involved in I don't know how many groups, and I believe that I made it to almost every senior night except the wrestlers. Brandon, I'm so sorry. You all talked me into all of this. You made me challenge the type of educator that I wanted to be, and I am willing to admit that I'm better for it. I know I haven't been teaching for long, but as a group, you demand excellence like I haven't seen before. You don't just accept what is in front of you, you see what you want and what you deserve, and you do whatever it takes to achieve it, no matter how annoying that is sometimes. I started thinking about what I wished someone would have told me when I graduated high school, and when I started writing this speech, I felt pressured to drop some kind of bomb of wisdom on you to outshine the chemistry I've been teaching you for years. But instead, I have come up with 2 small pieces of advice. My first piece being to keep challenging everything that you come across. Life has a way of putting in timelines, due dates, and first impressions. And while yes, I think you should turn your college essays in on time, no, I don't think you need to feel pressured to have a degree in 4 years. There's no rule that says you have to go to college right after high school or at all. There's no law that says you need to be married by 21. And there's no punishment for changing your path at even the most inconvenient or unexpected times. The next few years of your life are going to be filled with new people, experiences, and routines. Embrace every single one of them. I spent 4 years in college earning a chemistry degree, and then made some pretty drastic changes because I discovered a new love of teaching through an internship I definitely did not want. New passions can present themselves in the most peculiar of ways. So follow your heart, even if you didn't put it in your agenda, Elise. Challenge every path that you take, but be open to new ones as they present themselves. Speaking for your teachers, you've challenged the way that we do almost everything. You were the first class that I got to teach AP Chemistry to, and we survived. You were also the first class that I had to create a timeout corner for. Thank you, Joshua. You're the first class I got to see Mrs. Lang be confident in. Well done. First group maybe ever to wear orange to play an orange school in basketball. First group that got to experience the chaos of construction that is Bulldog Place. And while you were the first to do lots of weird and fun things, You were also the first group that made me feel like I belonged at Batavia. Thanks. Whether that be allowing me or asking me to wear your jersey, or coming to my planned period for some tea time, or a quick therapy session that we both needed. As a group, you make everyone around you better. You've raised the bar for classes younger than you. You've set high expectations for the teachers you're leaving behind. Keep doing this. Keep challenging yourself and everyone around you. After today, a lot of you are going to go your separate ways, but take this quality with you. And when you find a professor or manager at work that you've convinced to let you let out one monkey noise a day, think back to this class and how it made you who you are as a person. My second piece of advice is a lot more fun. It's to celebrate every step along the way. Life doesn't have a destination. There's no end game. There's no trophy or race to win. There are only moments where you get the chance to celebrate yourself. The good news is there is no limit to these, and you get to decide whenever you want to have one of these. March 13th of your sophomore year, we went into quarantine with no end in sight. Celebrations were hard to come by, but by the time you all made it to your senior year, we watched as you clawed your way out of solitude with confetti poppers, whistles, and doing the most. You looked for literally any chance you could to throw a party. Sometimes these accomplishments were well warranted, like going to districts or state or winning a baseball game on the way to graduation. Or being the undefeated academic quiz team. I'm pretty sure there was a 3-week span of Spirit Weeks where on Friday the marching band took us all down the hall to another pep rally of celebration. There was also a large number of you that were accepted into the Oaks and got to start working in your dream field as only a junior in high school, which is extremely impressive and honorable. And while these things were definitely worth the party, I also believe that the most simple of moments can make you feel just as proud. Think about how you felt after completing your anthology project for English, even though you didn't get to turn it in. Surviving the infamous freshman fight week. Finally getting to put together the most amazing school play I've ever seen. Or the pep band and student section getting to come back to games. So much was taken from you during the pandemic, and even getting to sit near other students like you get to right now became a privilege worthy of appreciation. I watched as your class learned to not take moments like these for granted and was constantly inspired by you all. So take in this moment right now. Appreciate where you're at and be proud of yourself. You have set yourself up for success. I know that for some of you, today feels like an absolute dream and we weren't sure you'd be here, but you are. I also know that there's a group of you sitting out there today that today just feels like another Thursday. And I can't tell you how happy I am to get to stand here one more time and tell you how wrong you are. Today is a big day, and you do deserve to feel proud. Not everyone makes it to this point, but even if they did, you are not the kind of class to let others' accomplishments diminish your own. So celebrate today. Celebrate goals, set small goals, and celebrate every single one of those too. In my not so humble opinion, this is the best way to achieve your dreams, and it is definitely the path with the most fun. I will honestly never forget this class. I will remember this moment right now with all of you. I hope you all don't forget the teachers and staff that helped get you here. I hope you remember the Friday nights and the weird themes that you picked. And I hope you take a moment today to look back on your time in high school as proof that the little moments were worth celebrating and the expectations were only there to be challenged. I love you all so much. I mean that so sincerely. You all mean so much to me. You are leaving Batavia High School today, but as Drew has told us more times than anyone could possibly count, the dogs will stay the dogs. Congratulations, class of 2022. Don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
Ms. Mack, one more round of applause. Good job. We're almost there, guys. Batavia High School class of 2022, it is an honor to be here with you and your family and friends. On behalf of the Board of Education, I congratulate you for all your hard work and accomplishments. Doctors, lawyers, professors, law enforcement officers, firefighters, master carpenters, welders, master electrician, entrepreneurs, Wall Street traders, and more are just some of the career fields of graduates that have gone before you. So the question is, what will be yours? During my time on the board, the class of 2022 is one of the most accomplished classes in recent memory. Collectively and individually, you have excelled in the classroom, in the performing and fine arts, on the athletic field of competition, as recognized this evening, and most especially in service to your school and community. You have all navigated difficult changes and challenges, particularly these past 2 years. Today, there are new challenges facing all of us. There will always be life challenges that you will face. How you deal with these will make you better in whatever life choices you make. Through your time at Batavia High School, it is my hope that you've learned who you are and what needs to be done to build a better tomorrow. To that end, never be a sheep. The world and society would often tell you what you can and cannot do, but very often these rules and expectations will hold you back. Now that you're out of high school, there's no one that can tell you what to do. You don't have to do anything, which really means you can do anything. So choose your own path. Have faith in yourself, the person next to you, and the people of the world. Everything around us has been built by people barely different than ourselves. Our DNA is basically the same as every other person on earth. Humanity has created amazing things. So the next time you think your dreams are too big, remember the potential that lies on being a human. Along the path of your dreams, keep in mind how you treat others. Treat them with respect and acceptance. Ask yourself, in what manner would I live my life? Will you be able to say that you are proud of your accomplishments and how you accomplished it? Be determined to make the most out of every day. Step out of your comfort zone, like one of your classmates did last evening with their speech at the BPA dinner. Ian, fantastic job. Make a significant positive impact on others' lives and stay true to your mission and passion, whatever that may be. Never give up on yourself or others. Remember to follow your instincts and your heart. They will never lead you astray. Believe in who you are and that God has a plan and a purpose for each of you. If you do, you will accomplish great things. Finally, realize that life is so very precious. Treasure every moment, make the most of each day, and yes, please be on time. You have mastered the objectives and have passed the test for this phase of life. What you do with what you have learned now depends on you and will be represented by your career choices and your dreams. Godspeed, Bulldog, class of 2022. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Keith Millard, high school principal Mr. Derrickson, our guidance counselors Felicia Grooms, Ms. Beth Poling, and the rest of the Batavia Board of Education to please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the graduating class of 2022 and the conferring of diplomas.
We ask that you hold applause until all names have been read so each family can hear their graduate's name being announced. Maxwell Andrew Applegate. Grace Marie Barnes. Brian Lee Barraclaw, Jr. Grace Ann Bayer. Abram Chadwick Bine. Joshua Ellis Berger. Caden Nicole Berry. Sophia Grace Burnett. Owen Russell Boone. Daniel William Broussard. Grace Suzanne Brown. Isabel Grace Bullis. Jackson Noah Bird. Jocelyn Reed Caldwell. Tila Eve Arcadia Benet Collette. Avery Madison Collier. Hannah Marie Colwell. Matthew Jacob Conover. Madeline Monroe Cook. Bailey Carlene Cope. Jordan Olivia Copenhaver. Madison Grace Coyle. Ryan David Davis. Jenna Elizabeth DeRose. Jobin Runquist Dye. Phoebe Marie Dillon. Jacob Jeffrey Durr. Ryan Michael Edmiston. Michael Hunter Eisen. Kellen Cole Epps. Jonathan Wayne Gibson. Logan Robert Gifford. Lilia Shay Gibson. Lily Claire Green. Kaya Elizabeth Hagland. Taylor Renee Hancock. Connor Robert Harris. Hayden John Haynes. Terry Lee Hennies Jr. Jack Thomas Hewitt. John Ethan Hopper. Kerrigan Kelly Hubanks. Gavin Eugene Jones. Kaylin Marie Common. Andrew Chamberlain Kendrick. Michael Kimmerly. Callie Kennedy Nab. Shane Anthony Congo. Isaiah Michael Lewis. Mason Kenneth Lewis. Brianna Marie Linton. Robert Aaron Lisk. Kellen Anthony Lynch.
Alana Jean Marie Mansour. Joshua Michael Mance. Ember Sage Martin. Jordan Christine McGeorge. Aiden Savannah Meyer. Xander Caden Miller. Marissa Kylie Moore. Alizea Nicole Murdoch. Kira Lynn Musselman. Skylar Marie Musselman. Kyler Jacob Myers. Elise Marie Neal. Blake Ray Niehaus. Ashley Marie Norman. Isabella Jean O'Donnell. Drew Christopher Oliva. Sydney Rosabella Oyakari. Jenna Lexis Palmer. Gavin Curtis Parker. Meet R. Patel. Olivia Jameson Patel. Cameron James Paul. Madison Renee Polacek. Wyatt William Poling. Michaela Ray Rash. Isaiah William Ray. Kanan Daniel Richardson. Isabel Socorro Rios. Asher Reese Robb. Seth Michael Roll. Olivia Taylor Rose. Brandon Joshua Sauter. Ella Grace Schubert. Caden Hunter Selm. Allie Marie Shahan. Jacob Colin Shelton. Ty Matthew Shepard. Isabella Grace Smith. Stanley Omar Smith III. Chase David Steinman. Ryan Delaney Stevens. Sativa Taylor. Ryan William Tom. Luke Samuel Thompson. Dylan Alexander Turner. Nevin Reed Vanover. Bailey Isabella Wallace. Desmond Isaiah Wallace. Colin Andrew Walters. Kyla Madison Waters. Cullen Henry Watson. Jaden Nicole Watts. Evelyn Leela Weaver. Aaliyah Marie Webb. Morgan Marie Webb. Braden Lee Caleb Weber. Jaden Ray Spoon. Mason John Weisbrot. Hannah Elizabeth Wiederhold. Kennedy Ann Williams. Destiny Ann Wilson. Amara Christine Wolotzko. Annabella Marie Danielle Wunsch. Michaela Yamuri Zesaguli. Xander Gregory Bruner. Ian Michael Bolus. Nathan Tyler Combs. Austin James Hensley. Ethan William Hensley. William Joseph Moorhead. Max Edwin Stewart. Jared Scott Tiki. Alex Michael Wright.
Mr. Enriquez, Board President, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Millard, Superintendent of Batavia Local Schools, these students have completed all coursework required by the State of Ohio and by the Batavia Local School Board. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the graduating class of 2022. Ms. Kennedy Williams, President of the Class of 2022, please come forward for the tassel turn.
We did it, Class of 2022. I want to say thank you to all of our families, teachers, and classmates for putting up with us these last 4 years. It's crazy to see this chapter of our lives end, but I know everyone graduating here today is going to do great things. Graduates, please meet your families and guests outside. There is no re-entry into the facility. Family, friends, and guests, we kindly ask that you meet the graduates outside the main lobby and vault entrances. Upon exiting, please be mindful of the elderly and wheelchair guests within the concourse area. The BB&T Arena staff will be assisting in the concourse to ensure a clear and safe path for all the guests to exit the facility. Your cooperation is appreciated. We also ask that you stay seated and do not stop during and not stop the graduates during the recessional. Following the tassel turn, graduates will remain at their seats for the cap toss and then recess out. Would the graduates please stand? I'm gonna take the class selfie real quick.
as always,
right, you did
excellent job.
awesome.
It was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
It was really, really good.
I was getting worried when it was coming in on 8 o'clock and we hadn't even started. I'm like, oh
today.
my God.
I'm like, okay, run across that way. Right in front of me.
How can I help? Was it okay?
All right. Goodbye. You did wonderful. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you
guys
so much.
deserve
That was
so
such
much
a
more than
surprise.
this.
Thank
You
you so
are
much.
wonderful, and I'm so grateful for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very
Love
much.
you guys. Do you want me to take this? Oh, God.
No, we'll throw it in our stuff.
Okay.
Use it
I'll
again.
just put
We'll
this
use
here.
it again next year.